Hello everyone and welcome to the latest edition of the usual weekly tarot check-in. My name is Julia, I am a tarot coach, and in this video I am going to give you some inspiration for the next week ahead. I'm going to talk about what is going to be the main topic of the week, what opportunities are waiting for us, and also how can we make the best out of them. As always, I would like to remind you that this is going to be a collective reading, and therefore it might reflect in your own life very individually and very differently. Please feel free to pick up what resonates and create your own meanings. Okay, having said this, let me get started. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this week's reading is very interesting because 3 out of the 6 cards are the very same as last week, and they have showed up in a very same position and also in the very same place. I find it so interesting that exceptionally I would like to show you the whole constellation already right now at the beginning so that you can recognize those cards. So those of you who have seen my last video may be already familiar with the Knight of Swords, with the reversed Lovers, and with the reversed Seven of Swords as well. These 2 cards are in the very same constellation, and the Knight of Swords is completing now a different card, but let me start at the beginning. Okay, so the next week is going to be signified by a reversed Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about moral, spiritual, and religious beliefs, and it is also all about teaching and learning. It is all about dogmas, beliefs, and values that we are following. And given that it has come up reversed, I guess that the next week some of those dogmas and beliefs may get out of balance, or may be questioned, or maybe even changed. So it can be that we will realize that some of our beliefs that have served us so far very well, they are not working anymore, and this may also cause some kind of internal conflict and trouble, because of course every time something like this happens, we first may feel insecure. So I guess that again we are going to have some kind of internal conflicts, questioning some of those beliefs, and first really feeling insecure about this. And this may also cause maybe some impulses. I think so, because this is completed, just as like last week, by the reversed Knight of Swords. And this card is again about action and impulses. And given that it is reversed, I assume that this may get out of balance. So I guess that this internal conflict and this kind of crisis of our beliefs may lead maybe to impulses, or may lead us to a kind of behavior that is all about doing, but without thinking first and without having a clear goal in mind or a real focus. In the second column, which is all about risks and potentials, we have a reversed Tower. You may already be familiar with this card because it has shown up several times during the last weeks. The Tower is all about change, transformation, and in the case of the Tower, it is always a very sudden change. It is often escaped by, it is often paired by a really big mental turmoil. As you can see, a lot of things are happening here, and it is often a kind of sudden revelation, a very big change that really makes us feeling insecure again, because it is about a situation when some beliefs and some, maybe even some paradigms can be destroyed. And of course, this is also a very, very yeah, it's not a nice experience. It is really difficult, and it is emotionally and mentally very challenging. So we have here this card reversed, and it tells me that we are going to have the opportunity to have this internal transformation that we have seen already here. So it can really be that some of our beliefs are going to be not only challenged but really destroyed, and it can be that some illusions are going to be revealed and destroyed as well. And this is actually a good thing, because we have here the opportunity of releasing beliefs and illusions that actually don't serve us anymore. And this card is completed by an Ace of Swords. And an Ace of Swords is also all about mental clarity. It is about an aha moment, when suddenly something gets clear, when suddenly we figure out something, or suddenly, finally, we understand something. So these two cards together tell me that we are going to have a wonderful opportunity to really leave behind some beliefs, dogmas, and maybe even values that don't serve us anymore, and start a new cycle with some new beliefs that are really helping us in our new path. So how can we manage all this? Here we have the very same two cards as last week, the reversed Lovers and the reversed Seven of Swords. And I don't want to tell the whole story again, so in case you're interested, feel free to watch my last video, but I will quickly recap here for the sake of those of you who don't want to do this. So the Lovers card is all about, again, beliefs, values, and it is also about choice. Every time when this card shows up, we are standing at a kind of a crossroads, and we have to make a choice. And this choice is very much about making a choice between good and bad. And the good choice in this case is a choice which is in alignment with our very own true values. So the Lovers card is very much about being true to ourselves, being true to our higher self, and choosing the right path which is in alignment with that, right? We have this card reversed here, and it tells me that again we may be in a kind of internal conflict with ourselves. In some way, maybe we are denying ourselves, or we are refusing ourselves, or we don't have the courage to go the right path. And this is another very interesting reference back to the Hierophant as well. So this card is an invitation to get in alignment with our true selves, to get back to ourselves, to return to yourself, and to ask the question, who am I? What are my real values, and who I would like to be, right? So this is a reminder to do so, and this is also a reminder to say yes to yourself, and to say yes to the path that might be longer or more difficult or harder, but this is going to be the right path. This card is completed again by a reverse Seven of Swords, which is again a reminder about not being in alignment with ourselves. It is also a card of self-deception, and it reminds us again that we are not acting in alignment with our higher self, with our true ourselves. And this way we have to get back to this. We have to choose the right path. And the right path is, again, the path of self-love, the path of believing yourself, and the path of which is in alignment with your true values that are based on who you really are. I know that this is a very, very hard choice, and I know that self-love is a very difficult thing. I have difficulties with this myself. However, I think this is the only way worth of going, because if you want to create love and harmony and balance outside, first you have to create this inside. And that's why the Lover's card is first and foremost about self-love. Because once you are able to love yourself, once you are able to say yes to yourself, then you are going to be able to bring those qualities to the outside world and create balance and harmony for those around you as well. Okay, a wonderful invitation, a wonderful reminder again. And again, this is the very same advice as we got last week. I think this is very interesting. And last but not least, let me quickly show you the whole constellation and wrap up the whole stuff. For this, I have to rearrange the cards a bit so that you can see them. There we go. Okay, so again, the next week is going to be all about belief systems, dogmas, values, and it is going to be all about what do we believe in and what kind of path are we following. We are going to have the opportunity to leave old illusions, dogmas, and beliefs behind that don't serve us anymore, and creating mental clarity and creating a new start by doing so. And the way of doing this, the advice that we get from the card is to create, again, balance between mind and heart, and to act in alignment with our true values and with our higher selves, because this is what's going to help us to go the right way and to create good things, love, harmony, and balance in the outside world. Well, beautiful message. I hope that you have found it helpful. In case you did, please click the like button. You are also welcome to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you so much for showing up today. Yeah, see you next week. And till then, take care of yourselves. Ciao.